Hi, this is Dr. Alan Widener from Massage Chair Relief, and this is our bi-weekly massage chair industry update for Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. We are fast approaching the Black Friday and Christmas holiday sales, and if you followed me over the course of time, you know that we have discussed the logistics problem, the backlog of the ships off of the Port of Long Beach, and I know that it's become bigger news now. Apparently the president went into discussions with the ports to see if he could get more product passed through the ports, and so it's become more of a well-known issue. But it's something, of course, we in our industry have been dealing with for well over a year. And Christmas time does not make it easier. Of course, the increase in demand is greater during the Christmas holidays, and more product from China coming or anywhere overseas. And of course, there's still a backlog of containers as they sit off the ports of the various countries waiting to come in. That means that there's less containers in the other, like China and the other countries that are exporting to send their product over here. So they're waiting for these to go through, and then they get sent back and they get filled up again, come back and join the log jam. So just please, if you're thinking about getting a chair for the holidays, please, I would consider ordering now. As a matter of fact, Furniture for Life set October 29th as their deadline for a white glove delivery, for a sure delivery, a guaranteed delivery before Christmas. October 29th, that's almost 2 months ahead. So we've never seen this before. Luraco has said 12/1 for curbside delivery and 11/24 for white glove delivery. Again, very, very early. I forgot to mention also Furniture for Life. November 22nd is their curbside delivery deadline. That's a month away, and curbside delivery usually used to take a week long, a week to 10 days. Even still, like shipping from just locally, like neighboring states, it's still 4 to 5 days to 7 days. So anyways, just be aware of that. Get your orders in soon for two reasons: to get your chair by the holidays, and secondly, to not get stuck in a back order place where there's no chairs available, or certain colors that aren't available. We're seeing that already with some of the companies. The back order is not until, like, chairs aren't coming. Hopefully, the ETA for some chairs isn't even until December, the beginning of December. So the chances of getting some back order chairs by Christmas is already extremely slim, if not nil. All right. I want to talk, I had kind of an ugly experience this week, and I want to talk a little bit about, I usually would talk about this at the end, but it's been something that's really been pressing on my mind and on my heart since it happened. We had as you know, I have told you, those of you who are customers and shoppers of massagers, to make sure you read the return policy. And make sure that you understand what the terms are of the policy, what you are on the hook for costs, if there are any, what the specific terms are of the return policy. Like, is it 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? Is it 30, 60, 90 days from the date it ships, from the date you order, from the date it arrives to your home? Is this 30, 60, 90 days when you have to have the chair in the company's possession? Or is it just 30, 60, 90 days that you have to contact them to let them know that you want to return the chair? These are things that you need to be aware of, because so what I'm going to speak to both the customer and the massage chair retailer, because I know that other massage chair retailers watch this video, and my distributors, many of my distributors watch this video. But to the retailers, make sure that you are explicit in your return policy instructions. If you leave anything to question, there are some people out there, an extraordinary low amount, but there are some really kind of almost ruthless people that will find a chink in your return policy. And even though you mean for your policy to mean one thing, if it's not explicit, the customer who is in a bind because they're not going to be able to honor to get the chair back in the return policy, they will try to find a chink in your return policy. And if you stick by your return policy, they can do things like write a bad review on Better Business Bureau. They can submit complaints to the states or the state that you're in or the state that you're shipping to try to get you a blackballed or just whatever. Now, for consumers. And by the way, the kind of person I just described is very, very rare. I've been in this business for almost 17 years, and I have had one experience of someone being extremely difficult to deal with, and that just happened this last couple of weeks, and it's been quite difficult to deal with in my own mind and heart because I'm a kind of guy that likes to please people, and so for that reason, we have a very, very good return policy. It's 90 days from the date the chair ships to the date that the chair has to be back in our possession to one of our stores. And it's 90 days, and we pay for the return shipping. We don't charge any restocking fees. We have caveats, so if people can't get the chair to us within 90 days, like they call me on the 90th day or on the 89th or 87th day, or in this fellow's case, the 87th day, there's no way that chair is going to get back to us. And so we have a contingency plan that if you get the chair back to us between 90 and 110 days, then we charge you a 25% restocking fee. You can do whatever you want, but we have tried to consider every aspect of our policy so that our customers are taken care of. Now, I have said this so many times in the past, I'm going to say it again. This is for our retailers, all the retailers out there, and our customers. Read the return policy. Do not see on a website that it says 30-day return policy or 90-day return policy and never read the return policy. It's just not 90 days and you can do whatever you want. You need to know what you're on the hook for. You need to know what the company will and will not do for you. The conditions of that 90-day policy or 30-day or 60 days. I'm using 90 because that's our policy. Our return policy is extremely generous. And it has contingency plans. We used to say 90 days from the date of purchase to the date that the chair is back in our possession. But we found that unfair because some chairs were back ordered. It took a while for them to get out of the warehouse, so the customer lost days, maybe weeks on the return policy, and that's not fair to the customer. So we changed it to the day it ships. Some people order white glove delivery. It takes longer to get to you, so make sure you're aware of that. That a return policy that is and you order white glove delivery, it might take 2 to 3 weeks for you to get that chair. And so for a 30-day return policy, that's kind of tight. And so you have to be very, very aware of what the return policy is. And please read the return policy. And here's another word for the retailers. Make sure you make your return policy easy to find on your website. There should be links all over the place on your website about your return policy. Some retailers, and myself included when I first started in this industry, we didn't want people to find the return policy. We didn't want people to return chairs. Of course not, because it costs us money and it's a hassle. But it's a real hassle for the customer if they don't know what the return policy is. So. But make sure you as a retailer make your return policy visible, easily accessible. Maybe send an email, or when you're talking to them on the phone, explain your return policy, or send a link to your customers with your return policy. You are responsible to make sure that your return policy is accessible by the customer. The customer is responsible for reading the return policy and finding it out. So it's not all on the customer, it's not all on the retailer. But when you run into someone who twists your whole policy around and tells you what they think your return policy should be or what it means, you make sure you have your policy explicit. I made a mistake. I guess it's a mistake. We have a 90-day return policy. It's no questions asked. You can bring the chair back for whatever reason you want or send it back. We don't care. And I used to say unconditional. Well, I have a section on my return policy that says conditions in fine print. And this one fellow, he was just
just finding anything he could to find a chink in our return policy. And oh my goodness, it was just incredible the thing, how unaccountable this fellow was with regards to our return policy, which I followed by the book. Well, I realized that I can't say unconditional return policy and have conditions on the same page. So, he got me, if you will, if that's what this is all about, is trying to, beat out the retailer or whatever, because this fellow and many people perceive us small business people as big business, big industry, like we're Amazon or like we're Walmart. And they think that our sources of money is endless. And I can tell you that that is not the truth. And most of my retailer colleagues will acknowledge the same. But the customers, the unscrupulous ones, the ones who didn't know, and you can tell when someone reaches out to return a chair, you can tell they've never read your policy. You can tell. They've never looked at it, not once. They just saw somewhere 90 days or 30 days or 60 days. And then they look at the policy, or they still don't even look at the policy. They call and say, hey, we want to return the chair. Well, it's not going to be here in 90 days. It's going to be after that. So we'll charge a restocking fee. Well, then they get upset and they submit complaints to the state, I don't know who it is, consumer, whatever. I don't even know what the things are called, but consumer, protection agencies or whatever. And they try to make you look like the bad guy. Well, retailers, make sure you are not the bad guy. Make sure you are clear on your return policies. Customers, make sure you read the policies and understand them. And that will help prevent a lot of toxicity. It'll prevent a lot of hard feelings. It'll prevent a lot of anger and frustration on both sides. So anyways, that's my preaching today. And I know I just talked about return policies not too many weeks ago, but this experience really messed with my head, because this was someone who would lie to get what they wanted, or twist to get what they wanted, and it was difficult to deal with. And it made me realize I've got to make sure my return policy, there's no chinks in it, it's bulletproof. And you customers, you need to make sure that you read and understand that policy. And if there is anything that's not clear in the policy, or you're looking and you're wondering, I wonder if that's correct, go call the retailer. Say, what does this mean? Explain your return policy. What does this and this and this mean? And like this fellow said, my policy said unconditional return. Well, what does unconditional mean? I'm not even sure. I thought it meant, for any condition, anything, any reason you want to return the chair, you can. But he understood it as, I'm making all these conditions, like you have to have the chair back by such and such a time. You have to you have to take care of your own packing up of the chair. And so he was saying it's unconditional, yet you're making these conditions. And, to his credit, I gave him a point on that. And I've since made those changes to my return policy so that this does not happen again. But there are some people also like this fellow who will say things that are not true, that are deceitful, that twist the truth, that try to find a hole in your policy so that they do not have to pay a restocking fee, or so that they don't have to pay for the packing up of the chair if they want to return it. It's just mind-boggling. And I had a brother-in-law once that said, money alters judgment. And it does. Whether it's spending money or saving money, it alters judgment. So consumers, don't be that guy. Retailers, don't be that guy either. Make sure both of you understand the rules of the game. The NFL and the NHL and the NBA, they make rule changes every year because things happen where they hadn't quite dealt with that before. Like this fellow, I'd never dealt with anybody like this before. And I've been in this business longer than most of my competitors. And, I got to make a change to accommodate this so it doesn't happen again. Anyways, sports do it, businesses do it, churches do it. We have to make changes to the rules so people understand, and there's not much left for interpretation. So anyways, that's the soapbox, and I apologize for going off on it, but it's something that's real right now for me and for a particular customer out there. And I just noticed I haven't had the microphone on here. I hope you heard me during my rant. But anyways, both of us, the retailers and the customers, need to be a little bit more invested in the return policy on both ends. All right. In terms of sales, there's new sales that just started this week for the November month, for the month of November, at least until Black Friday. I'm sure there'll be some other ones coming out on Black Friday. But we've got the Furniture for Life is offering a free Positive Posture sole with the purchase of all of their chairs except for the Positive Posture sole and except for the OCO M8 and the OCO M8 LE. But all the rest of their chairs, the Positive Posture chairs, the other OCO chairs, the Brio chairs, the Decor chairs, the Panasonic chairs, all come with a free Positive Posture sole, which is a $2,000 chair. Very good deal. They also are offering a free extended warranty on every chair except the OCO M8 LE and the Positive Posture sole. The Osaki is continuing with, as far as the chairs that we carry, the first class, Osaki first class is still $49.99, and the Admiral is $43.99, and both have the 2-year extended warranty, Osaki's extended warranty. We also mention that, we would like to mention that Infinity, which is the parent company of the Kyoto chairs and the Sharper Image chairs, have dropped their prices on the Kyoto, let's see, the Kyoto 673 is dropped from $49.99 to $34.99. The Kyoto M868 continues to be on sale for $49.99. And what else? The Relieve, the Sharper Image Relieve is on sale for $34.99, regularly $49.99. So there's some really good sales on those mid to lower range chairs, which is, finding a good company that sells a decent chair at that price is hard anymore. And then, of course, with all the logistics backups and all the increases in shipping, container costs, prices are going up. So, you're not going to, even some of these lower price chairs are going to start even going up higher as well to offset all these shipping costs, which have become astronomical. Did you know that a shipping container used to cost about $4,000? Now I hear there's bids on them for $24,000 to $25,000 a container load. Well, who's going to pay for that? Us and you. So just be prepared for price increases. And we've already talked about that this year. There's been lots of price increases. My heavens, there's been shipping credit increases up to as much as 12% in the case of Ogawa, JP Medics, and Kozia, which is unbelievable. The next highest after that is 7%, then 5%. Others have increased their extended warranty costs. Others have increased their shipping costs. All in all, everything has gone up in price, including some of the chairs. Advertised pricing has gone up as well. Oh yes, I visited, as you already know, I visited Luraco to see their i9, and they have since shipped their i9s out to the showrooms of the retailers that ordered them. We have one in our Arizona and our California showroom, and we're waiting for the one in the Utah showroom. But this is a chair you need to try out before you buy it. It's a pretty interesting chair. I like it a lot. It's got slide arms that open the armrests to get in and out. It's got calf and foot rollers, arm rollers, which are great. It can handle someone up to 6'10". It's got 3D rollers. It's got a split track, so the rollers can flatten out, so you can get a stretch that in years past was only available on an S-Track chair. So anyways, the i9 is out and it's in our showrooms. Human Touch I visited just a week and a half ago, and I went to check out their new Certus and Quies chairs. And the Certus is a 3D L-Track chair. The Quies is a 2D L-Track chair, priced at $799 and $79.99 and $49.99 respectively. Both nice chairs. The Quies is kind of the new, going to be the replacement of the Sana, which was a real strong, rough kind of chair. But this Quies is a very comfortable chair. The Certus, nothing fancy about these chairs. There's nothing innovative or new or some new technology, but they're just good chairs for the money. Good feeling massage, smooth rollers, quieter chairs, nice chairs. So anyways, we will have the Certus in they're back ordered right now on them, but they have interesting colors, like they've got sky, moon, a sun, and earth, I think, and slate. So it's got yellow, blue, brown, white, and gray. Interesting color names, but interesting color selections. We don't see a lot of those. We don't often see yellow. We don't often see a blue, and so we're getting the blue ones in our showrooms when they're in stock. And speaking of human touch, they sent out a notification a week and a half or 2 weeks ago saying that they've upgraded the virtual therapist feature or app of the Human Touch Supernovo. That chair, it has a little bridge connector from the chair from the chair. There's a bridge connector that allows you to use an app and use the virtual therapist, so you don't have to turn everything on with the remote control. You can do everything through the app. But anyways, they have upgraded that and made it easier to use. We don't use it in the showroom in any of our showrooms, and I don't know why we don't, but we've never used it. We always just use the remote control, probably because that's what we're used to, and we're old dogs are learning new tricks is kind of tough. But anyways, that has been upgraded for easier use and a little more efficient use for the Human Touch Supernovo chair. Also, Infinity has come out with a new chair called the Infinity Circadian, and we will be getting that chair in our showrooms as well. It is a higher end chair. It has like a split or two separate roller tracks, similar. It sounds like I haven't sat in it yet, but it sounds like similar to the hybrid. It's going to be kind of in the same price point. It's over $10,000. I believe the price point is $12,500 on it or something like that. But anyways, that's a new chair that is out from Infinity. And we haven't had a new chair from Infinity in a while. I mean, they came out with the Kyoto chairs and the Sharper Image chairs, which was relatively new, the latest, newest things for us. But the Circadian is brand new model for Infinity, the parent company. And we have the Genesis Max and the Smart Chair X3 in all of our stores, and now we'll be adding this one. Let's see, I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, Synca, oh man, other new models. So Synca has two new models, the Hisho and the Circ Plus. Now the Circ is a small, I call it a gamer chair. It's like a small banana-shaped chair you sit in. It's got a roller massage up and down your back. It's got heat. It's got a certain number of programs. There's no neck massage. There's no arm massage, no leg massage. But I have one in my living room, and my kids like to sit on it all the time when they come to the house. But it's a great little chair. But the Circ Plus is going to have a higher back, so it can massage your neck. It's going to have massage in the legs, not the enclosed calf wells. It's a flat ottoman type leg, but there'll be a massage. There's a massage integrated into that. And can't remember all the other things. Just a minute. Let me just take a quick look. I've got the sheet here. You have a 44-inch track, leg and waist heat, a wireless remote control. And the Hisho is a 3D L track with Japanese design. And we've mentioned this before, but Johnson Wellness, or Johnson Tech, is the company that owns Synca, and they have purchased, a couple of years ago, they purchased the Fuji, Mount Fuji Medical factory and facilities in Japan. And so now their chairs more chairs are coming out now from them with the Japanese design, and I'm sure there'll be some Japanese manufacturing done as well in the near future. I know they've got some other chairs in the works, which I won't talk about now, but this new Hisho is a chair. It's priced at $34.99. Very good for a 3D, it's a 2D L-track chair, but it has a 3-year parts and labor warranty, and Synca always has great quality chairs. They have the Synca JP1100, the Synca Kagra, and the Synca Circ, and they're all very well-built chairs, low failure rates, and great customer support. So anyways, the Hisho has a partial knee airbag massage, and of course, a smooth roller track that we would expect from that company. So anyways, that's good to know. And one thing that kind of surprised me was we had an order for an Inada DreamWave, and when we went to place the order, we found out that that model has been completely discontinued. And that was shocking to me, not because it didn't surprise me because sales have gone down, but because we were so involved with that chair when it first came to market back in 2009, 2010. We did a lot of videos on that. We promoted that chair. We promoted that chair significantly, and it was a great chair. It was iconic. It changed the way the whole industry built chairs. It changed the shape and look of the chair. The kidney-shaped side armrests, and it brought airbags started doing different things on that chair. Like, for example, it had airbags in the neck that massage your neck, and airbags that push down your shoulders and traction your neck. It had airbags in the seat that moved the seat in a figure 8 up and down motion to induce passive motion to the hips. That chair was revolutionary. It changed the industry, and many of my colleagues were not around when that chair first came out, but it was hugely popular. And well, of course, it didn't have foot rollers, didn't have zero gravity, doesn't have calf rollers, doesn't have an L-track. So all these other features have kind of come to market and kind of taken over the mindset of the shopping massage chair buyer. And so it kind of waned in popularity. It switched to distributorship hands, and now it's discontinued. And I felt a little melancholy about it because it was such a huge part of my business early on, and that was a number of years, like maybe 6-7 years. It was popular, but we bid farewell to the Inada DreamWave, and I don't know what Inada's got in terms of new models coming out. They have the Inada Robo, which is an S-track. I don't know much about it, and I don't know what its failure rate is. I don't know how popular it is, but that's the only Inada chair in the U.S. market right now. Okay. I forgot to mention one sale. Luraco, and this just started yesterday for Luraco as well. $500 off their their Luraco iRobotic 7 Plus, and $700 off of their Luraco Legend Plus. The iRobotic 7 Plus was, and these are US made chairs, by the way. The i9 is even more US made, more of the components are made in the US, but the i7 Plus and the Luraco Legend are considered made in America, and they are nice chairs. The i7 Plus has been a staple in our industry for a number of years, and very well received chair. It's an S-track. The Luraco Legend is an L-track. You know what? I think that's just about it. There's lots we talked about today. Maybe I talked too much about some things, but anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please feel free to thumbs up, like us on our YouTube channel, and of course, help us spread the word about massage chairs by sharing this video or any of our other videos with your family and friends through your social media platforms. I'm Dr. Alan Widener from MassageChairRelief.com, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.